the markets are bleeding and we are right now entering a recession. So here's what happened yesterday by the time I'm recording this. So first of all, we got the unemployment rate that is basically going up. Then number two, we have this SOM recession indicator, which is very interesting because it actually stipulates that the moment we cross 0.5, it means that we are entering a recession. So this has been a very predictable indicator, and you can actually check it out for yourself and see every time we cross that 0.5 level, we entered a recession. And also we have the yield curve inversion that is actually near the inversion point, right? So if you actually look at this chart right here, the more, once we cross this black line, we are basically entering a recession. As you can see right now, we are pretty dang close to it, right? So all this to say that what happened yesterday by the time we're recording this video is probably more than just a fast crash, and the economy is probably not going to recover that fast, right? Add to that there are a lot of also small business insolvencies in different part of the world, right? As you can see here in Japan, we have a 22% increase. In Germany, it's also a double-digit number. And it's also the same thing in the UK, where we have a 17% increase of business insolvencies, right? So now comes your question. What does that mean for us, right, as content creators? Well, in a recession, what happens is that the economy is slowing down, right? Which means that people and businesses will have less money to spend, or at least are going to pay more attention towards their spending, right? Which means that people are going to have less money to spend on things like online courses, coaching, or other content-related products, right? So right now, I simply wanted to share my thoughts with you on how this is going to play out and exactly the game plan that I'm going to apply in my own business. And feel free to steal my thought process. So the first thing that you actually want to make sure, and this is something that might seem obvious for some, but yet I see so many people not paying attention to that, is the fact that you want to make sure that your business is actually solving a problem, that the content that you're creating is solving a real problem. Because let's just go back to the basics. Why do people actually spend money? The reason is because either they want to get rid of a problem, or they simply want more pleasure, right? So it's pain or gain, right? This is what you really need to think about. So next time you're sitting down to create a piece of content, ask yourself, hey, am I solving a real problem, or am I just kind of a talking head and just kind of journaling in public, right? So this is something that you really need to pay attention to. Go back to the basics, assess your business, ask yourself, does my positioning right now make sense, and does it solve a real problem? The second thing that you also want to implement is you want to offer a buffet of solutions. So if you actually think about it, a healthy business is a business that has a product line. Take Apple, for example, right? They have iPads, they have iPhones, they have Apple Watches, and they have services like Apple Music and iCloud, right? So this actually helps them diversify, even though they started out with the Macintosh computer, right? You see the same thing in other businesses like Amazon, right? So they have the online stores with all those different products, which is already a diversification in itself. But then you have also Amazon Web Services, right? Like their cloud solutions. And then you have also Amazon Prime, which is kind of a subscription to get those online products delivered, right? And also you have Starbucks, right? They have beverages. And inside this beverages category, you also have different types of beverages, right? They're also selling food and also some merchandise, right? So all this to say is that you actually want to have more than one solution, right? The problem I see with most creators is that they simply don't have a product line, right? At best, they have 2 or 3 products, 2 or 3 courses, and that's it, right? So all this to say is that you actually want to start adapting and shifting so that you can actually appeal to different segments of your audience, right? Do you have small products, right, that sell around $100? So obviously this is going to this is going to depend on what low or small product actually means for your industry, right? But usually $100 or less is considered as a small product, right? Do you have also some kind of high ticket coaching offer, right? At 5 to 10K? Do you have also some more comprehensive products at a $1,000 price point, right? Where perhaps you can offer some kind of group coaching or that kind of thing. So all this to say is that you actually want to start diversifying. Don't just, let's say, focus on one thing. And one of the main objections that I get with some clients when I'm working with them one-on-one is that they actually don't want to sell coaching at the beginning because it kind of goes against their dream of selling digital products and basically decorrelating themselves from getting paid on an hourly basis and simply benefit from the massive scaling opportunity that the internet offers, which I totally understand. But at the end, you simply want to do the math, right? So sometimes, especially when you're just starting out, you don't have a large audience. So actually making money with, $97 products is a hard thing to do, right? So this is why you could simply land one client that pays you, let's say, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, and basically start making money right off the bat. So this is especially when you're just starting out, right? So you simply want to make the right calculations, right? So don't be stubborn and don't think that, hey, that's the only path. No, that's the interesting thing about solopreneurship, right? Is that you can actually build an offer stack or a buffet of offers depending on how you actually want to run your business, right? The third part that I would encourage you to actually take a closer look to is basically the connection that you have with your audience. And I see, we see this all the time in the creator economy, right? Everyone is bragging about their numbers, that they've achieved, that specific kind of revenue or that they've gathered that specific amount of subscribers. And hey, all this is good, right? However, there are things that you can't really measure. It's really the connection that you have to your audience, right? And especially in those times, in those uncertain times, like a recession, people are going to have, 500 different problems, right? And the thing is that within these periods of uncertainties, they are looking for people who can actually pave the path, right? They are looking for people who are going to provide them with some certainty, right? You can't provide them certainty in all areas of their lives. However, what you can do is you can actually provide them certainty in the problem that you're solving, right? Within the niche that you're actually creating content about, right? And if you can help them to get some certainty and to get, those stress levels down, you're going to be associated with good feelings, right? So people are going to start feeling good about actually consuming your content because they see that, hey, they're getting something out of it, right? It actually entertains them. It actually shows them a different way of looking at things, right? It just provides them that relief of, the toxic climate they might be in right now, right? And that's the reason why I'm actually writing daily emails, right? That's the reason why I'm almost publishing daily content on several platforms like this one, right? So all these bits of content actually start building up an experience, right? With my content, right? I try to educate, I try to expose my ideas and also to help you by actually doing these things, right? And over time, all these tiny pieces add up and build trust, which then ultimately will help you sell more products and services, right? So it's stop really thinking about publishing content and simply start doing it, right? And doing it imperfectly, that's totally fine, right? You just simply want to get started. So recessions are opportunities. And most people think about content creation just as a simple, quick cash grab, right? And there are not so many people in this industry who actually have a long-term vision. When I say long-term, it's 10, 20, or even 30 years from now. So you can be the one that actually stands out in your market if you actually start planning for the long term, right? And I really think that recession will shake out the creators who see slowdowns in sales and will get distracted by another make money online opportunity, right? And this is exactly where the opportunity lies. So if you're in this game long term, then take advantage of the current recession as it unfolds, right? Help your audience, stand at their side, and be the voice of certainty. And by doing this, you'll not only be able to profit from this recession, but you'll also be able to position yourself as a leader so that when things improve, because things are going to improve, right? You'll already be ahead of those who didn't take the time to build that connection during this downturn. So I'm really excited. Like I know it might sound completely crazy, but I hope that now you understand like why I'm excited to see this, how this recession is going to unfold and what it can do for my business and yours. And I hope that this makes sense. And if you actually want to learn how to create a content creation system that allows you to take advantage of this recession, then make sure to click the first link in the description. It will redirect you to my website where you can enter your email and start grabbing a free course that I'm going to send you via email to take advantage of that. So I hope that this was helpful, that it provides you some kind of certainty about the uncertain times that we are heading to. And I see you on the flip side.